Good morning, everybody. It's September 23rd. This is my garden update. Gonna show you what's going on here. Everything's starting to die off a little bit. I'm getting a lot of red tomatoes. But what I'm noticing is that my big tomatoes, especially these tasty treat ones here at the end, the ones that are going ripe have some sort of damage. All the ones that are doing really, like, they're good shape and no damage or whatever are still green, but if you look at this, I'm getting a lot like this. And then I noticed that there's some sort of fungus or something growing on some of these too. Could be because we've had nothing but rain nonstop for about like 3 weeks. I'm guessing that's probably the cause. But it's ruining a lot of my tomatoes. I have all these tomato plants just bursting with tomatoes, and I can't even estimate the percentage that I'll actually get that are going to be worth something. I've had maybe 6 perfect ripe tomatoes so far. I mean, this one's not quite ripe, and it looks good. I don't feel bottom rot, or there's no crack, so I mean, the odd one like that, but I mean, one there compared to, 7 funky ones. It's not optimal, but with our endless rain, and if you look up here, I don't know if you want to try to tell me what those are, but I have a suspicion as to what they are. And I'll tell you what, you see those long stripes, and then suddenly the sky gets milky, and then we have nothing but an overcast, somewhat cloudy, or perpetually cloudy, and then rain. Even when the forecast says, oh, it's going to be 70 and clear and sunny, you get this sort of stuff going on. So you tell me what you think it is. Oh, these carrots are so good. I've got some huge ones I've been pulling out and just munching them up. The beets, all the greens are just dying back and stuff. But for some reason, I haven't really been hitting the beets too hard. I don't know if I need to come up with a good recipe for them or what, but this is what they're looking like now. I was worried that the actual beet was going to be going bad in there, but it seems fine. I was doing some investigating last night, but with all these greens so gross, seems like the beets are still doing all right. So, I think I just forgot to hit record what I was saying. But yeah, I've ripped out a bunch of stuff already, and I'm just trying to get everything wound down for the year. So these peppers here aren't really producing a whole lot. There's a few small ones on there. I think I might just remove those sometime this week. But yeah, everything's kind of closing up shop here. Lots of big juicy strawberries over the past few days. Seems like this thing just keeps producing and producing. I'm so happy with it. Now it's made a bunch of babies for me so I can propagate it. Next year I'll have the biggest strawberry patch. Can't wait. In the past week I've just been kind of knocked down with this sickness, but I've been eating my veggies. These pepper plants are still making some really good peppers. I'm really happy with these ones. Just such a great spot. These garden beds have really been successful since I installed them. Just everything that I put in here just loves them. I'm actually starting to get a lot of habaneros too. I think the temperatures are getting down so low at night now. And look at these leaves are just falling off. It's not good. But yeah, I think it's on this back plant here. I'll show you when I flip to the other side here, but still no. Oh, look, there's a cayenne that's turning red. Or no. Oh, it's just a reflection of the red wood chips. Never mind. Just kind of waiting for these cayennes to turn red, but what I found is that the longer I let these peppers just sit on the plants, they just go rotten right on the plant. So I'm going to end up having to harvest these. I noticed the habaneros there are dying. I think it's going to be time here. We did have a heat wave where it was predicted to get down to freezing. Everything's been so warm. So, you know, I haven't been able to rely on the weather forecast for accurate, you know, weather. I suppose that's been the struggle since meteorology came into existence, but I'm just kind of winging it, you know, on removing my garden here. This is probably going to be my last video, so I wanted to show, I don't know if I can show this here. Let's see, I'll dig up a spot here. Yeah, right here. You know, these wood chips just bring in the fungus. I mean, look at all that fungus in there just on this little top surface. And it creates such healthy soil just after this first year. Just, and my new garden bed's really setting in. I got my bulbs coming any day. Maybe they'll be here today. But I've got about, over most of it, it's like 4 inches. There's a certain couple spots that are probably need some more mulch. But after about 50 wheelbarrows, I was like, well, I'm done for the day. And I haven't come back and topped it off more. But that cardboard I put down is really doing a good job of keeping the weeds. This area here where I didn't have cardboard down, I planted a bunch of daffodils in here, daffodil bulbs, and threw some compost down, so I'm expecting a bunch of weeds to pop up through here, which you can see there's some. Yeah, and here in my mushroom garden, I see what should have been golden oysters are contaminated with turkey tail. Irritating. Just wish those oyster mushrooms were stronger. These maples, they made me a shiitake. One shiitake. But I haven't seen any other ones. Kind of unfortunate this year. You'd think with all this rain we'd be getting all kinds of mushrooms sprouting up in these, but nothing yet really, just that one big shiitake. Ripped out a bunch of my peas on this trellis. They were pretty much history. This cucumber plant was really yellowing. It's kind of greened up now, but I got some cucumbers off of it and they just tasted so bitter. I don't know what the heck was going on with them, but yuck. And my green bean is just really doing good still. Come over here. Eggplants are at the last end. Pulled most of my cabbage. This bed is pretty much just gone to the weeds, so I think fairly soon it's just going to be completely cleared out. I chopped off a bunch of leaves on the Brussels sprouts to try to get them to produce Brussels sprouts here. I don't know if it's gonna work. Some of these Brussels sprouts aren't even really, like, got just a few there. This one looks like how I would expect it to look. This one's got, the Brussels sprouts are growing huge leaves on it instead of just round balls, so I don't know. Real inconsistent. And then my broccoli I'm just gonna let go to seed. Just kind of want to see what it looks like once it goes to seed. So, and back here in Slugsville, looks like, you know, the slugs are having a good old time. And I think I might get one acorn squash. Just a little bugger. And I pulled one spaghetti squash already. I'll probably get maybe 6 or 7 of them this year out of here, which is really disappointing considering I had about 10 times that much last year when the squash and zucchini were up front. And same with the zucchini back here, it's just really been poor. I mean, these plants really didn't even mature. I see it's got some flowers on it right now, but what's the point? In a week or two, we're going to be frozen out. It won't even produce. These zucchini plants have been doing pretty good for me. But the odd thing is, I think I've said this in previous videos, they were all supposed to be the yellow zucchini. And somehow I only got one of those. But you live and you learn. Seedsnow.com, that's where I'm getting all my stuff from now on. Still got some lettuce here. Some of it looks like it's still edible. Just been kind of letting it grow. It looks like nice as an ornamental. I'm really loving it. Lettuce is so good to eat in the first part of the year, and then it just looks nice at the end of the year. So, well, hey, you guys have a good time. Thanks for watching. Peace.